Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading for March 2022. My name is Shay. Let's go ahead and hop right into these cards. So, what does Gemini need to know about March 2022? Make it clear, Spirit guys. Woo! I know which card it is, y'all. No worries. Page of Wands. Upright. Let's see what else is there. What messages do we have for Gemini? Ace of Swords in reverse. What does Gemini need to know about March 2022? Thank you. The Empress in reverse. Five of Swords. What does Gemini need to know about March 2022? Thank you. Ace of Cups. What does Gemini need to know about March 2022? Okay, it just is what it is. Y'all gonna get a million. The Emperor in reverse. Oh, child, look. There's the Four of Swords here. The Hermit and the Fool. I'm going to keep these on the side because it's already enough cards here, boo. Okay, so let's see what's going on, Gemini. The immediate message that I'm hearing is a level of defense, like defense, boom, boom, defense. That's what I'm hearing. There's a little defensiveness in your reading for March. There's a lot of creativity and joy. Some of you could be having some new relationships, new ideas. Like there's some type of spark that goes on. A sense of childlike innocence. So some of you could have a child on the way. Sorry about that, Gemini. I had some noise. Okay, so yes, for some of you, it's even like a childlike energy, almost like an innocence that goes on. So like maybe you're feeling inspired or just feeling like hopeful. Something comes up that kind of gets your gears going, especially creatively. So if some of you are like creatives or into music or into art or anything like that, this month will probably be very good to like get your juices flowing. You probably feel very inspired in ways that you didn't expect to feel. So expect to feel like that spark with your projects. But like I said, there is this sense of defensiveness and protectiveness. With the Empress here, you know, she is showing, so there could be pregnancy like I talked about. So there's this sense of like defensiveness with this Five of Swords. And kind of a little bit of like the hermit mode here too. Almost keeping people out, keeping people away, wanting to fight or wanting like there being some sort of conflict or something that goes on. Now this could be just a very small situation. It doesn't have to be big, but it shows up so many times, especially with the Emperor too, kind of being strict and like overprotective and like overbearing. It shows up so many times in this reading that I feel like it's worth noting. So you might be very protective over like your creativity, your space, but in the same way that you're defensive, it's almost like for some of you, you're looking for validation and to be coddled. Wait, before you get irritated. It's not about needing other people to like approve of what you're doing or what you're saying or anything like that. More than I feel like there's this need for people to like, for some of you, you kind of need that like approval to make sure that you're on the right path, or maybe, you know, you're in a partnership and you need someone to kind of like rub your back and like, excuse me, make it feel like everything is okay. But then there's also like this feeling of seclusion. Now, this could be burnout and you being a little, like I said, from being defensive, from being protective of what you have going on and like working really hard, but you're like kind of burning the candle at one end, and it's like at both ends, and it's like, okay, you kind of need to take a break. So you might be a little secluded this month. It's this weird energy. It's almost a little confusing because it's like you want people around, but then in certain areas you don't, or you want the validation, but you kind of want to kind of close off and be to yourself. For somebody, I keep picturing like you're at home or like in the lab, you're working on something and you really want to keep it to yourself because you want it to be perfect for the time that you release it. For somebody very specific. And that even makes sense with this Page of Wands too. You see her throwing up her little wand. You know, like she's releasing something into the ethers, like and waiting for it to come back down. And I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. For some of you, you might be kind of keeping to yourself and keeping your ideas to yourself. For now, for a later date. Just trying to keep things under wrap until you have them all figured out is kind of what I feel. But there, it could be some loneliness that's coming up too, and like you wanting to be kind of alone and kind of be in your own space. Okay, so let's clarify. Let's see what's going on in your love and relationships. What does Gemini need to know about their love and relationships in March 2022? Glam it up. What does Gemini need to know about their love and relationships in March 2022? What does Gemini need to know about their love and relationships in March 2022? Looking closely. On guard. What did I say? Being defensive, right? Clarity. What does Gemini need to know about March 2022 and their love and relationships? Wow, the document. Y'all saw that flip? They tried to get away from me, but I'm too fast. I'm too quick with it. No, let me stop. Real life, real rap raw. There is like bringing your A game, hitting the town, making an effort, edgy venue, finishing touches, and stylishness. Like I said, so some of you may be putting the finishing touches on something that you're trying to release. You could be going out, so you could be planning a party, planning an event, something of that nature, and you ready to look cute. That's kind of like an isolated event within yourself. It's like whatever you're trying to release into this world, Gemini, right now, you just want it to be the best. And it's like so you're literally putting like the final touches on it. Like you want it to be the ish. And so you're putting the final touches on everything. I have no words or advice or any type of intuitive information that comes up for that. I just feel as though don't overdo. And I feel like that message probably came up for y'all for a few weeks ago in your daily readings on my Instagram. There's this little, like almost overworking it. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Overcorrecting something. So like you may have, let's say you're writing something and it's like, it's great. It's a masterpiece. But then you go back and you like criticize the spelling and the font and the this and that. Like don't get to doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already a masterpiece as what it is. Okay. Now moving on to and that makes so much sense with this nitpicking and looking closely. Like don't nitpick. Okay. Now some situation may get rectified and get better. But like I said, someone's guarded and someone needs space and you need some time, right? You may need time from some situation. For some of you, this could be someone that you were in a previous relationship with, or like in a divorce situation, or in a separation with. There may be some legal issues that need to be worked out. And like when I say legal, y'all, because I notice a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be like you going to court or going to jail. It could also be like documents of what's that called? Leases, stuff like that. Like something needs to be worked out between you and someone else, and that's putting you on the defense. I don't sense a bad energy for your love and relationships. I just sense a very practical, like there's less emotion here for you guys. It's more like business. What do we need to do? How do we put everything together? And I feel like some people just deal with you in that energy and they're like, okay, they're just doing their little thing. But then there's some people who it's like, it's almost a little bit too nitpicky for them, and they feel like, you're kind of like picking at them. So just be careful about that, or vice versa. And there might be someone that you're trying to get close to. But if you have a previous history with this person and it wasn't good, I'll be honest and say, I don't know if they're going to spin the block. I don't think they're going to be really open for another chance because they're still kind of like repairing from that previous relationship. Yeah, and this could be vice versa too. And like I said, if you're in a relationship, or you're in a healthy relationship, or having a fine dandy time, it's more so the nitpicking and preparing for something, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your career and finances. And I'm so sorry if y'all hear any noises. I can't control my building, child. What career do you have? What messages do you have for Gemini in their career and finances? What does Gemini need to know about their career and finances? Focus on your priorities. Yep. Face your financial fears. I was gonna say something else, child. Cooperation, not competition. Yeah, and let go of guilt. That's so interesting because that makes me think of this 5 of Swords card. Both of those, like, because this is about competing and either losing or winning, and realizing that like the win wasn't as all it was cracked up to be. Like you didn't feel what you thought you were gonna feel when you won. Don't do things just so that you can SHIT on other people. And that's not to say that like there won't be people that you people that you want to get back at, or who have hurt you, or who have like maybe points in your life where you felt like you weren't giving your due credit, or whatever the case may be. But don't just make decisions based off that. What I'm picking up is that you're going to eventually end up unhappy kind of feeling. So like, let's say you're taking a job because it's $75,000, or it's $100,000. It pays that much, right? And yeah, you can go and tell everybody, hey, I make this much money, da 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 da. But in the grand scheme of things, you hate the work, or it's so stressful, or it's this and that. And it's like, well, why are you taking something just so that you can say that you have it? Okay, so that's what we're thinking of. So and also let go of any guilt. It says when you allow your light to shine, you inspire others. Okay, learn to grow from your past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. And again, that goes back to that thing of like don't worry so much about what didn't go right before. Or like feeling guilty about taking, because for some of you, you might feel guilty about taking something, or feel like you can't expose something or expose your joy because of what's happened before, like, you know, something like that. Just, you know, like, you good, like, express yourself. Anyway, focus on your priorities. Like I said, there's a difference between like prioritizing and nitpicking. So just be very careful about like your energy being too, like your mind being too scattered and all over the place. Sometimes that energy doesn't translate as progress. Sometimes you're not actually making progress just because you're always on top of something. What are the things that you're doing every day that's going to get you to your goal? If the things you're on top of aren't going to help you get to your goal, then what is the point? Make sure that you are prioritizing, okay, your energy, your finances, okay, facing your financial fears. If you have been avoiding your budget, I'm going to need you to go check that out. Okay, I'm going to need you to go look at your budget. I'm going to need you to go look at your money. I'm going to need you to go like really think through your what's going on financially for you. And for somebody very specific, if you're thinking about leaving a job, but you feel guilty, or you feel like it's not a smart decision, or you feel like, you know, feel guilty about how that's going to leave everybody else up, prioritize first, but the inkling to want to leave is not wrong, if that makes any sense. So don't just quit, but also you're not wrong for wanting to leave. Just put your ducks in a row, okay? Clarity. So what should Gemini focus on? What should their main focus be in March? Thank you. Spirit guide, career, and new beginning. And you have got new beginning so much in your reading. Like, it's all over here with the Page of Wands when we had that Fool card in the beginning. So yeah, you guys are coming into a new beginning in your career. Very specific. I heard that very clear. Things are taking a turn, whether it's you're leaving something behind or you are creating something new for yourself. Whatever the case may be, you're stepping into a new beginning. Yes, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but if you prioritize without just simply nitpicking every little detail, you'll make things happen. Also, you're starting something new in your life. So again, this could be a child. For some of you, this could be a energetically, I feel like it's just a breath of fresh air. I don't even know how else to describe it. It just feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like some newness. And it is time to get a little more spiritually in tune. There may be a spirit guide that's been trying to get in contact with you. So you could be seeing angel numbers crazy, like one specific angel number all the time. Or, you know, like there's just some type of energy. For some of you, it's a past loved one. I just heard very clearly. Someone who passed away, and like little things remind you of them, and you're like, I haven't thought of, you know, like, or maybe you have been thinking about them, but like you haven't really you don't think anything of the signs. You don't think anything of like you smelling their perfume, or like you seeing a little something. Like, pay attention to those signs, because there's something that they're trying to get across to you. Okay, so we're gonna try something new. I need you to ask a question, any question, and this is an answers deck that's going to answer your question. I just want to see if it'll work. So let's see what you get. Got your question? I'm gonna wait. All right, let's do it. All right. So what's the answer to Gemini's question for March 2022? What's the answer to Gemini's question? Ooh, I thought there was more than one. Maybe not. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. And I felt the need to say this one too. There's something better. Okay, my love, thank you so much for watching this reading. If it resonated for you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye.